Back in the summer of 1997, maybe 1998, my friends and I did one thing and one thing only, and that was play Twisted Metal on PlayStation. Cut to 25, 26 years later, and they've made a TV show. A Twisted Metal TV show. What a time to be alive.
Cities put up walls to protect themselves and threw the criminals out so they could fight over what was left. But there are humble mother like me delivering cargo from one walled city to another. And that's where the cars and guns come in. Give me the package, milkman!
So in this Twisted Metal TV show, Anthony Mackie stars as John Doe. He is a kind of a courier for hire in this post-apocalyptic wasteland. Neve Campbell plays the leader of a settlement that's kind of like a walled-off city that looks quite safe and quite welcoming. She hires Anthony Mackie's John Doe to deliver or collect a MacGuffin across country. If he does this, she will grant him residency in her nice, safe city. Along the way, near the start of the journey, John Doe picks up Stephanie Beatriz from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Professional wrestler Samoa Joe plays Sweet Tooth. Well, he plays the body of Sweet Tooth. It's voiced by Will Arnett. Thomas Hayden Church and Jason Mantzoukas, again, apologies if I'm butchering the pronunciation, they're thrown in as supporting characters for good measure. I think it's 10 or 11 episodes, if I remember rightly, and each episode is about 30 minutes long. That kind of sums up the Twisted Metal TV show. So, how do you make a TV show based on a video game from 25, 30 years ago? The games themselves weren't plot heavy. The games were basically like an adult violent version of Mario Kart. There's not a whole lot of plot to the games. So how do you make them into a TV show? Well, the makers of this TV show decided to make a prequel to the game, at least to the games that I played. They've made a prequel to them. That's kind of both the strength of the show and its weakness. As I said, given that the games didn't have a huge amount of plot, the creative team behind the Twisted Metal TV show had to kind of fill in a lot of blanks in the universe. They had to create characters, they had to create drama, which is needed for sure, but a little less character drama and a little more demolition derby would have been good. That would have been something that I would have tweaked a little bit, the ratio of character drama to car fighting, because in a Twisted Metal TV show, I want to see car fighting. That's not to say that it's bad. I actually quite enjoyed this TV show. Right away, the needle drops in the first episode, or at least the first 2 episodes, totally had me hooked. You had Cypress Hill, you had Oasis, you had ODB, Len, Hansen, Andrew WK, Evanescence. It's almost as if the creators of the TV show or the music supervisor went back in time, got one of my mix CDs that I used to make, and made that the soundtrack to the TV show. So I was on board with the soundtrack from the first episode, very much so. Anthony Mackie does a good job of walking a fine line between charmingly confident but affably stupid and not being off-puttingly arrogant. Stephanie Beatriz does a good job as his sidekick. I'm not going to give you too much information about her character or what she does or doesn't say, but she does good in that, and it's really interesting and nice to see her in something that's not Detective Diaz from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, because her character in that show is very iconic and very kind of burned into your brain. As I said, it's 10 or 11 episodes. There is a few filler episodes. The second episode specifically feels like it stalls a little bit, pun intended. It's a whole episode dedicated to Sweet Tooth and his play in Vegas, which, while that's quite funny, and I did enjoy that, I don't think it needed to be a whole episode. What it meant was you had a whole episode of that and no car fighting in this episode. And in a Twisted Metal TV show, I want to see car fighting in every episode. Structurally, it's kind of similar to The Mandalorian. The episodic structure, the kind of the mission / bounty of the week type thing reminded me of The Mandalorian, in that it's good, but sometimes it veers too off to the side. You know, you want to stay on mission, stay on track, and and get to the end of the season without taking too many detours. It's ultra violent. This isn't a movie for young kids, unless young kids are into ultra violent TV shows. Yeah, it's definitely not a PG. Sweet Tooth, as I said, played by professional wrestler Samoa Joe and voiced by Arnett, kind of steals the show, to be honest. Anytime he's on screen, you are glued to it, even though that one episode is a whole episode of him that's a little bit too much. Other than that, he steals the show. It's kind of a flashback structure, kind of like Lost was back in the day, where, you know, you're getting flashbacks to the characters pre-apocalypse to kind of flesh out their stories and who they are and what type of characters they are. Neve Campbell, while she's good, she's actually not in it that much. I think she's only in maybe 2 or 3 episodes. So if, like me, you saw the trailers for this and you saw Neve Campbell heavily featured in the trailers, you're kind of missold that a little bit. She's not in every episode. Like I said, I think she's only in 2, maybe 3 episodes. As a fan of professional wrestling, it was cool to know that Samoa Joe was underneath the mask as Sweet Tooth, but it also at times did take you out of the story sometimes, because you're just watching this thinking, it's the voice of Will Arnett. I'm hearing Lego Batman, but I'm seeing, you know, Samoa Joe from TNA or from WWE or, you know, recently AEW. That was borderline distracting, I would say. Tone-wise, this show is kind of, I would say it's most similar to something like Zombieland. Mad Max the Road Warrior meets The Last of Us meets Zombieland would be how I would describe it, probably, with a little bit of The Mandalorian thrown in there. Each episode, as I said, is about 30 minutes. At first I thought this might be too short for this type of show, but I actually think it kind of worked well. I kind of treated it like a lunchtime TV show. At least that's how I watched it over the past couple of weeks when I watched it. It's like I said, it's 30 minutes ish each episode, so it's a good length at lunchtime to, you know, rather than a full hour drama. 20 to 30 minutes when I've got a break in the day, I would watch one of those episodes. Maybe watch one again at night, and yeah, that was it was a good length. It's 30 minutes. It's not a standard length, at least not in kind of old school network TV show wise, or even modern, you know, modern drama wise. You know, you've either got like 22-minute sitcom episodes, or you've got 45 to 60-minute drama episodes. This kind of like rides the balance in the middle, given that each episode is about 30 minutes. Again, it's not a direct adaptation of any of the game stories, at least not that I can think of. So it's not like The Last of Us. It's not that story, but in TV show format, taken from the video game. It's more like the Street Fighter Assassin's Fist TV show from a good few years ago, where you've got the characters from the game, but it's an original story using those characters set within the universe of the game. So as I understand it, kind of similar also to the recent Fallout TV show on Prime, although I've never played those games, but I did watch the TV show. From what I understand, the TV show isn't based on any specific game storyline, but it's using some of the characters and set within, you know, the same universe. I would say my enjoyment of the Twisted Metal TV show probably is influenced a little bit by the fact that I absolutely loved the first couple of games on PlayStation. Hours and hours and hours were spent playing those games. I genuinely remember, I think it was Twisted Metal 2, I genuinely remember playing through the game with every single character just so I could see the end credits story for each character. Sweet Tooth and Roadkill being standout end credit scenes from the game, along with Axel, I believe. But you know, that's the game, not the TV show. So I'm going to go with 6 out of 10 for Twisted Metal Season 1. I nearly went with 7, but going to go with 6. I think at 10 or 11 episodes, it was 2 or 3 episodes too long. I would have liked more car fighting, less talky drama, but maybe that's just me. But yeah, 6 out of 10 for Season 1 of Twisted Metal. It's on Paramount Plus here in the UK. They kind of dropped it without much fanfare a few weeks ago. I randomly saw it there, you know, and there it was. It came out in the States on whatever platform it was in the States, I think last year maybe, a good wee while ago, but that's just been released, or just recently been released here in the UK. So it's on Paramount Plus for anyone who might want to check it out. I do hope they make a season 2, because I won't give away any spoilers, but a second season is very much teased It looks to be more in keeping with the games. Yeah, I won't say any more than that. Hopefully there'll be a season 2 of Twisted Metal. That's us, folks. Thanks very much for watching. If you like this video, smash that like button. If you want to see more content like this, you can always subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.